J Styles here, Custom Corpses. Okay, now that that's straight, I'm setting up my little pad here so I can read your comments. All right, sweet butt. All right, cool. Already up on the channel. Let me go to my channel. Let's go to live. Cool. Okay. So, the first thing I have to do, hold on, let me turn this volume down because it's delay. We don't want to hear ourselves. Okay. So, all right, this is the life cast mold. That's this guy right here. I made this mold in silicone, and I have it on my YouTube channel. You can see it. Right here, I melted the clay. It's in liquid form, and I don't want to waste too much time here, so I have to warm up this. Now, the reason why you warm this up is you never put hot clay into a cold surface. You'll get a lot of bubbles. So what I have to do is warm this up with a heat gun so I don't get bubbles. I'm going to pour this clay into the mold here and then slush cast it. I'll slush it around until it's nice and warm. Oh yeah. Not even sure what time it is. Anybody join me yet? Say hello. So we're actually warming up the mold. So that we don't get bubbles. That's warm enough. Heat gun over here out of the way. Now I'm just going to take this and just pour it in there. See, that's all liquid form. And what we've got to do is put that in there, and then we're going to slush this around in here. Until it thickens up. This is the clay, and this is a hard shell mold that I made that keeps it from deforming. And the more I do this, as this cools, it'll get thicker on the walls. Ah, damn. Just burnt myself with that. Hold on. Well, it's already cooling down, thank God, because otherwise that would have really burnt me good. So I slipped a little. Got a little on the floor and a little on the table. I can salvage the stuff on the table. I can't salvage the... I'm trying to show you what I'm doing here. did it again. Just a little too much towards that chin, and you'll have a mess on your hands. Just keep sloshing it around. I don't need all this. I need just the clay that I have in here will be enough to give me the casting that I need. I just got to keep sloshing around, make sure it keeps as this cools, the wall will thicken as I'm slushing. As you can see, I'm working it away from me. Here's my jaw up in this area, and I'm looking down on it so I can see the edge of the mold better. It's working better because then it's easier to control than trying to move it all around. So the point of this, let me see, anybody comment yet? Nope. Point of this is I'm actually going to put this on. I have a Patreon. I have a Patreon account now. And if anybody wants to learn how to do this, they're going to have to subscribe to my Patreon and see the whole process. Yeah, it's getting nice and thick now. I like it. I'm going to pour a little of this out now. Because I can see that the clay is so hot. See how you can still see some silicone right around the nose inside of there? I want to make sure that gets thick in there. So we're going to let that sit for a few minutes. This will stay liquid for a while yet. Oh yeah. And I'll just peel off. Now we're just going to put a little bit in there at a time. A little bit now, because now I want that to harden up around the base, around the face, at the very front where the nose is and everything. And we're going to thicken it by slushing it, and that'll see what it's doing. It's thickening, and we're getting a nice thickness into the face area. Pretty soon I won't have any sloshing around at all because it'll stick to the actual. Yep. See, it already locked. All right, so wait a few seconds. Wait a few more minutes. And then we'll pour some more liquid in there. See, the deeper the clay is in the pot, the longer it stays hot. The thinner the casting. You see what I'm doing. You can figure it out. It's not hard. It's not hard. So, anybody on? For watching, nobody's commenting. At least I don't see any comments. You guys are welcome to comment. And we are slush casting. This is going to be the LC, stands for Life Cast Mask. LC 78. This is going to be nice when this is done. When I'm done with this. And in order to see the whole thing, you're probably going to have to sign up to my Patreon. And hopefully you put a little money in my pocket. The money pretty much in there is going to be strictly for buying products. That's what I figured on doing with my Patreon. Whenever I got to buy a new latex, or I got to buy, there's a lot of expenses with this stuff. I don't mind teaching anybody how to do things, but I got to cover my expenses now. It's getting to the point where I've shelled out a lot of money over the years, or over the last 4 years with doing this. And I want to make sure that I just cover my costs. Sorry, I'm running away from you on this because it's already hardening up. Wow. So once this gets stiff, probably in the next, I'm going to say at least, it has to cool down quite a bit. I can't just, it has to cool down a lot because of the fact that if we pull it out and it's still warm, it'll be too soft, and what will happen is it'll deform on me. We don't want it to deform. Trying to keep it on camera too. This is the last bit. I don't need any more than this. This is pretty thick. Damn it. Keep hitting my heat gun. Get that out of the way. They're watching Christmas movies out there. Something funny, I think. I can hear them laughing. So the real trick to this is making sure your mold is more warm before you start putting clay in there. You want to make sure that mold's pretty warm too, because otherwise especially around the details, I want to make sure it's nice and thick around the face. Oh yeah. Here it is. All right, see, it's already starting to lock up. It's not rolling around anymore, so. And now this is starting to firm up too, because all the clay, let me get it off the edge here. And I got my little spatula. Now that'll firm up probably in the next 15 minutes. I'll be able to pull it, maybe a little longer. I might have to wait a little while before I can pull this. So that would be like a part 2. Wow, okay. I can't salvage that clay because there's all kinds of crap coming up with it. Oh well. You can always buy some more clay. I have a Patreon account now. I'm kidding. Well, I'm just cleaning up, guys. Just trying to get this majority of the spill off the table. Okay. What is all over this? Some kind of junk all over that. I don't want that in my clay. No, sir. Okay. All right, so that's a hurry up and wait situation now. Anybody want to talk? We can. Let me grab my chair, spin it around, and I can show you something else too, guys. As a matter of fact, I'm going to. So, let me show you what I had and what I changed. Okay. So, I knew something was wrong with my sculpture, and it was the eye cuts. Let me see if we can see what you guys are looking at. Yes, the eye cuts were wrong. This is the screen used mask, and this is my sculpture. This eye especially was messed up. You can see this is shorter, this is longer. The shape is a little bit more leveled off. There's a little more clay in this area that bumps out, and there's a little more of a bump out here, but it all tucks in further. So I changed this now, and you know what? I'm going to print what I have over here real quick to show you the finished look. All right, so I'm going to do it this way. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's just do it. I'll just print it. Now it's going to be smaller, the picture, because I don't feel like spending a lot of time cropping the picture while I'm talking to you guys. So I'm going to show you come on. But it doesn't communicate real fast at all. I hit that click button probably a minute ago. Okay. These are the new eye adjustments. It's spot on now. My eye cuts are dead on to the screen used mask. That's what I spent today working on, making sure that the eye cuts were perfect. It just didn't look right. I mean, here you go. It didn't look right at all. Let me see if we get it back up actually. It didn't look right at all. Look at the difference in the two cuts now. Let me see. I'll lower this a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to crop that picture so it looks right. I have to crop the picture, but it's not necessary now because I have them both spot on. Now I have the mold. I have my sculpture out in the dining room. I have to bring it in, but I have to let that cool now. Now this is going to be part one, and then I'll demold this once this is stiffened up quite a bit, And what I plan on doing from that point is, oh, where the hell's my tool, my rake tool? There it is. I'm going to thicken these walls a little bit too. Give me a second. Now what I'm doing is I'm just thickening up the walls a little bit here. So when I pull this out, it's firm. Clay's good and getting firm now. Put it right up in here. This doesn't have to be pretty in here. A little more clay up against that area. Waste nothing. This needs to be thicker right in here. See, I can almost touch it now. Yep, a little more on this side. Right there. Now what that'll do, when I go to demold that, that'll be nice and it'll be thick on the edges. I don't have to worry about it getting it deformed. It's thicker on the inside. Here, I'll show you. It's thicker on the inside anyway. All right. Make sure there's no pockets of air. That's what I'm doing. I'm forcing that clay up against that wall so there's no pockets of air. Okay, who's finally said something? Let me get this clay off my hands and I can sit down and chat. And guys, I guess what? I don't have to look at my phone now. I don't have to take my phone down. The phone can stay right where it's at. All right. Now, if you look at this picture here, you can see how close my eyes are. This is the screen used mask, and this is my sculpture. And I fixed that today because that was the sculpture at the top, because we did some doctoring to it to make it look like the eyes were blackened out, and then and you can see the right eye here is way too long, and also I cut away some of the bottom of the eye cuts because the eye cuts were too narrow. This is how it looks now. And in a few minutes I'm going to move this mold because we're done with that, and I might even wait till tomorrow to demold that. All right, let me pull this closer to me now and say hello to whoever it is that jumped on. Slipknot, what's happening, buddy? Yeah, the eye cuts are spot on now. It looks really good. My sculpture looks amazing. I even tweaked the lips just a touch, added more depth to the crease of the lip between where the two lips come together. I made it a little bit deeper, and it just looks so much better. It does. It looks way better. But I have I almost think a 1-to-1 copy of the actual screen used mask. It's that close. So close it's splitting hairs. As you can see, just the eye cuts alone, that really brought it in nice. So what do you think? What do you think, guys? 3 likes. I got 3 likes. Hit that like button. Share the content. 4 watching. 1 comment. That's okay. Some people don't have. Some people are just watching on their TV and they don't have access to commenting. I get it. I do the same thing. I watch a couple people. I watch everything on my TV out in the living room when I'm relaxing, getting ready to fall asleep. But who was I on? I think I went to Asylums. Yeah, I think I went to Asylums the other day. It was pretty cool. I started watching some of his videos. So, yeah, so it's been a busy day. I've really gotten quite a bit done. And the rest of this, the next video, I will put a video up, demolding this so you can see how it turns out. It should be 1-to-1. There won't be any bubbles in that because I heated it up with a heat gun, and that's the real key. You want to heat the inside of that silicone up real good so you don't have air bubbles. You don't want a really hot liquid going into anything cold. It'll instantly cause bubbles no matter what surface it is. Doesn't matter. So I warmed up the inside of the silicone, and then I poured in the clay, hot liquid clay, melted, and then we filled it up with clay and slush cast it. And then from there, I do the same thing with the silicone heads. So then we're going to make this into a mask. We're going to make this into a mask, and that's going to be on Patreon. You'll see the whole process. So the rest of it. So I will show this off when I demold it without going to Patreon. But I'll put all the uploaded, but I'm going to upload all the videos to what I did on how I started making the silicone copy of the life cast. And I'm going to show every bit of that, and then we're going to we're gonna load it up on Patreon. So Patreon, it's a little extra thing that you can learn how to do this. If you want to buy yourself a life cast and you want to do the same kind of thing, you can do this just as easy as I can. So So, anybody got any questions? I mean, it's pretty pretty on the money. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring in the what do you call it in a few minutes. I gotta find a place to put that thing though while it's drying. Actually, will it fit back behind that? Or sorry, I said cooling, not drying. Cooling. I bet it'll fit in there with the turntable. I can put that in here, and I'll show you guys the mask for the sculpture. Oh yeah. Let's do that real quick. Let's slide this all the way back. And now that this is done, now that that is done, this just needs to cool. All right, yeah, that'll fit. That will fit. I'm gonna clean this up. This is just what I need, clay all over my heat gun. That would be a mess. Yeah, I can clean that later. But let's go get the sculpture and bring it in so you guys can see how the sculpture looks. Let's sneak around the back side of the house. Oops, what's that all about? I'm getting notifications. Okay, now I'll give you a better picture of everything because I'm going to take the camera off the stand. Sorry. Okay. So now the face doesn't look as wide as it did. Because the eye cuts were too narrow. They weren't wide enough. And it made the face look very like almost like, I want to say Chinese eyes, where it had slanted eyes almost. The eye cuts were just too narrow. So, but there is a huge difference between the old sculpture and this new one. The eye cuts are perfect. The eye cuts are perfect, and I also fixed the lips. So I'll zoom even better. Killer is back. I'm sorry for the shaky camera. You know what? Let me put it on the stand so it's not shaking. But this is the upgraded lips. I fixed the lips, so they're amazing looking. I went deeper into the separation between the upper lip and the lower lip. I went deeper in. It really made it look nice. Shaped it really well. Side angle? Sure. Give me a second here. Now you got to remember, because of the neckline, it's leaning back. So that's your profile. I'll put it around to the other side of the profile so you can see it. This is really going to be accurate, guys. This is going to be very accurate. I mean, nothing's ever exact. There's no way in hell. I wish I was that perfect. I don't think anybody's out there that perfect. But this really has a nice profile to it. Really looks good. All right, you know what? I'm going to put the stand on. I want to put this on the stand because my hand's shaking the camera so much. It's violent. It looks awful. And I need to lower this down and lower the other one down just a little bit more. No, that's still too high. All right, hold on. We want to be almost level with this thing. Yeah, that's it. That's where we want to be. Sorry. All right. It's just better if I thank you. I gotta zoom back out. Give me a second here. Get the plug and plug it in just so the battery doesn't wear down. I'm going to elevate this camera just a little bit higher. And that ain't no big deal. I want it to be just right. Well, you can tell me when to stop, guys. You think right about there is looking good? Yeah, it looks good right there. All right, so that's the profile of the sculpture. Now remember, the head is leaning back because the neckline down here, the neck, has a natural slant to it, has a cut angle. Now the way that'll actually sit, now I can't pull that head off of there because I have it sealed onto the top. And what I mean by that is you see how I have that little lip going around? That's a cut line that's underneath the neck right there. You can see it, all right? There's clay underneath of that, but it's not very deep. It's just very shallow. It's a cut line, so I can, when I go to make the mask, that's where I cut off the mask line. I cut that completely off, nice and level. The neck won't be so long. It's a little elongated now because what I did was I added a little clay to the base of it on the very bottom, and then put a cut line on. It's probably about the right angle on his left. When I'm not sure. All right, tell me which way you want me to turn this thing. Hold on. Not the profile. I'll show you a little bit of that. The left angle. Ow. Oh, because of the eye cut. Yeah, makes sense, wouldn't it? All right, there's the left angle. What do you think? Now, asylum. There you are. Now I'll let you look down on it. Like I said, this is pitched. So in order to fix that pitch, how can I do that? Yeah, I was thinking that too. It's, Looks like the picture behind the wall. Well, you know, the only thing is, you see how like that face is leaning forward and mine's leaning back. It's tough to get that angle because I have that locked into the. Although, let me try something. I don't want the tilt. I don't want the flip or fall though. That's the thing. That's how it's going to look when it's vertical. So, I'm holding it. So it's tough. I'm sorry I can't sit there and hold that. I don't want it to fall off of there. Can you imagine that mess? I'll give you another profile. I'll give you a profile of it too. Yeah, the very tip of that lip, the very upper lip has to be a little bit thicker. Just a touch, not a lot. Can't really add too much to it. What I'm trying to replicate is the screen used mask. See, I'm trying to keep up there trying to keep the roundness from right underneath the nose, around that lip, and then down around that chin, so that area looks round. It's kind of rounded shape. That's what I'm trying to keep. And I'm there with that, but if I put too much lip, yeah, if I put too much lip on there, yeah, that's got to come out though, that lip. No, you know what has to happen? No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to change that. I don't want to be messing with that lower lip. That lower lip's a pain in the ass to do. The upper lip's easier to do. So I'll just add a little more lip to the top and then it should be perfect. It'll give you a perfect profile. Yeah, I thought about it. I gotta wait till tomorrow to be able to pull that clay out of that silicone. I need that to be nice and hard. I don't want it. Okay. Remedies for a cold. Lots of zinc. Zinc will do it. Zinc will help with a cold. Vicks Vapor Rub, believe it or not. I used to put that because I can't take any antihistamines or anything like that. So I take a little bit of Vicks Vapor Rub and I put it right underneath my nose. So it's I'm breathing in that vapor, and it doesn't work perfectly, but it works enough to where I don't feel like I'm being tortured. So. Yeah, it's close. It's close. It's not exact. I know that. There's no way I'm going to get that exact. I don't think I'm that good. I don't think I'm good enough to get it exact. 5 days. Holy shit. Sure it ain't a flu? Is it just a cold or a cough or what? What do you got? For a cough, my grandmother's remedy was ginger root. You get fresh ginger, right? That's okay. I'm not caring. I don't care about that. Yeah, it was the original run. I actually had that very first. I bought that when the mask first came out. I actually pre-ordered that mask. Um, it was one of the first copies, and that's paint's peeled off of there, and you can still see the cracks and everything in the mask. So you can see all the details still in the mask. I was peeling out the paint, but the latex they used was horrible. Already rotted out, just a mess. So yeah, well, my thing here is if I perfect this flashback, the flashback's going to be converted to the 2018. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make all kinds of cough medicine. I don't take cough medicine, so I can't because I'm on heart medication. I can't take cough medicine. I don't know. I have a lot of old school, old remedies that I used for myself because I can't take medications. So what I use is ginger root, lemon, fresh lemon. All right, and I put the ginger root, and you just slice it up. And I'm talking about real ginger root, not powder. You go to the store, you go to the Acme, and you can buy fresh ginger, and you just peel it, and cut it up into chunks. You don't want to drink it. Don't shred it. Just cut it into chunks. Throw it into lemon juice and honey. Take the honey and the lemon juice and the ginger root and lots of lemon juice. I used to add like maybe 15 lemons, like 15 to 20 lemons, and I would squeeze them. I'd take all the seeds out, and I would definitely put them into the pot, and then you put it on a real low simmer. Now, when I say simmer, you don't want any bubbles. You just want steam. All right. You throw the honey into the lemon and the ginger, and let that cook. And let that cook down until it's a syrup. You got to let it go down until it's almost like a syrup. And then once that's a syrup, then it's a cough medicine like you would not believe. Soothes your throat, gets rid of your cough. The thing about ginger root, it actually causes you to cough, but while you're coughing, it also breaks up the phlegm. Ginger actually breaks up phlegm really bad, really good. It's better than any medicine. It breaks up, but it also makes you cough. You take ginger root, and you just, oh my God, you can't believe it. It's like all of a sudden, man, you go into coughing frenzies. But when you're coughing, it's a productive cough. It gets rid of all the phlegm that's in your chest. So, it takes a little while. It takes probably a couple of days of taking this stuff. But then after a couple of days, man, that phlegm starts getting chunky and it starts coming out of your chest real fast. Nasty. But it's, man, does it come out fast. Clears you up really quick too. But that's an old remedy. Ginger root, lemon, fresh lemon squeezed, and honey. And you just put it on a slow simmer on the pot until that lemon juice renders down, and all that's left is a little bit of lemon juice, and mainly a syrup. That's all you're getting out of it. You just want to simmer it to where it's the simmer, but you just want it to steam its way down. Don't boil it. Don't boil it. Yeah, I'm not working on this tonight, but I'm going to fix those lips because that is bothering me. I don't like the way that looks. I don't like the way that looks, so I will fix that lip. I did the behind the sculpture right now. I clay filled the life cast mask, which is right there. It's in the silicone that's behind that mask right there. Right there is there's a mold. If you were on earlier, you would have seen me mold that. You'll have to watch the video. I'm not going to be on very long. I don't want the video to be too long anyway. It's 48 minutes. I'll probably go another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night. But so anyway, I do have this now. I can see your comments. I don't have to look at the phone. So what I have to do is I just put the phone wherever you guys want to see this picture. Let me set it to where it looks nice, and we can turn it so it looks good in plain view. All right, now I get closer to my tablet so I can read your comments. Guys want me to turn it directly at you? Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. That's a delayed it's a delay signal. So yeah, perfect. All right, now I just need to bring this up. Yeah, I think we got ourselves a home run here. Go away. We got ourselves a home run, grand slam. To tell you the truth, I keep kicking the stand though. I can tell. All right. Oh, I forgot to show you how accurate my eye cuts are. Hold on. Let's do this. Let me take this off the stand. I got a better picture of the eye cuts close up of that thing that I did there. It's right on the computer. All right, so that's my sculpture is the top, and the screen used is the bottom. And if you see the ears, see how they're both in the exact same spot? Here, here, same width, everything's on the money. The same width of the head, everything is right on the money. You can see the ears on the bottom mask too, right? Same distance. I sized it perfectly. So you can see how accurate these eye cuts are. Oh yeah, man. I'm excited for this one. This is going to be a real catch. This is going to be a really nice sculpture. This is going to be a really nice flashback, guys. All right, now let me read some comments, and this thing's driving me crazy. I got this thing behind my head. Oh, thank you. Stay over there. Oh, let me get a little closer. Just have to get the lips right. That upper lip's still got to be bumped out just a touch. Yeah, I wish it was Asylum. No, that is actually the screen used mask. The one I just showed you on the computer, on my desktop. That is my sculpture, the clay sculpture above, and then and then the screenshot of the actual. It's actually this picture right here. Hold on, let me show you what picture I used. It's that picture right there. That's the picture I used for my. I can leave them like that so you can see in comparison. That's the picture that I used to do my eye cuts, and they are spot on right now. And what's going to make this really pop is going to be the paint job. You know, right now you're seeing it's as a raw sculpt. You're not seeing any real good features or anything. But once this thing's painted, oh boy, it's going to change the way this looks big time. So, yeah, man. And it's under bright light. Very bright light right now. Ed head, the Ed head. Oh, that's still, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that yet. The Ed head sculpture. I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. That's liable to be altered into something completely different. Maybe that's going to be the. Well, now I've decided to make my Halloween 1 and 2 from the Life Cast, especially Halloween 2 mask. That's going to be done from the Life Cast. I won't have to redo anything. It'll be a hollow head, just like this one is that you're looking at right now. That's a hollow casting of the clay of the flashback, and I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be awesome. So anyway, any other questions? Yeah, I have the eye cuts are really spot on. They are really on the money now, especially that right eye. On that side. That right eye is. Come on, is this thing gonna? That side of the eye cut. The other side. My fingers on the far side. That's the eye cut. I had to make it a little smaller, not as wide. So what do you guys think? Are we real close to the finish line here? You're not really seeing good features right now because the light is really washing it out. Let me see. Maybe I can turn the lights down just so it's not so washed out. See the features a little better. Oh, let me move my see what we got. Now the eye cuts look too dark. The only way I can do that is probably see what it is the way this videos is amazing. Looks really good on video, but on YouTube, no matter what I do, you're only going to get so much quality. So when I upload a video from my camera, you will see a significant change in the way this looks. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to put it on my website, so it's a complete 4K, so you can really see what I'm seeing. Looking at his head on. You mean over here? That one there, right? Is that what you're talking about? No way. Yes, that's the picture I went from too. That was how I made my eye cut so perfect. I used that picture to make my eye cuts look really good. Now what you're seeing and why this doesn't work, Asylum, wait a minute, am I? The sound is low. Can you hear me okay now? I'll speak up a little bit because my voice is shot. I'm just tired. I've been working all day, guys. I've been sculpting, fixing the issues with the sculpture, and When I get tired, my voice gets real weak. Don't ask me. Away. My notifications on YouTube. You can hear me perfectly. You might Slipknot. Check your volume. A little too much shadowing. And that's only because I have the lights literally right over top of the head. Yeah, see, underneath the eyes, you know, the one thing about this mask is without the proper lighting or the paint scheme, you don't want your mask to look pure white. You cannot do that. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right, I'm just moving that a little bit. All right, now, see this picture here? Hold on. This is the screen used mask. But what makes this mask look so creepy is the shadowing into the eye cuts and under the eye cuts. You see all the shadowing underneath the eyes? All right. Right now on my sculpture, you're not going to see any of that. Not going to see it until it's painted. So, and the angle of this camera shot for this picture here that you're looking at, that picture shot is the camera is up above the mask. I'm going to say probably right around where the poofed out hair is. Like, you know, it's up at the top of the hairline. That's where the camera is looking down on the mask. All right. And this picture is literally straight at it, straight on. That's a straight on shot. I'm going to say the camera is dead even with maybe the eyebrows. It's important to see, when you're looking at a picture, you gotta think about where that camera is taking the picture from, what angle. And sometimes it's very difficult to tell because sometimes they do zooms in on the pictures. They zoom in on it, and but you can still tell where the camera is literally in height, like, you know, where's it actually at versus where the mask is. Like that picture right there that I'm showing you and the center shot, they're about the same angle. That center picture. And that's the sculpture. That's about the same height and everything. Now that's a picture. That's a mask that you're seeing. Oh, it looks amazing. My sculpture turned out really nice. These are the new eyes. Now the shadowing's really kind of messing it up right now. You can't really see that right eye cut too good. But the eye cuts are just like the screen used mask. All right, let me zoom it out a little bit. All right, trying to read your comments. Slipknot, you never stop learning. You never stop learning because you keep seeing something different. No, I'm not wearing a microphone. The camera is actually my phone is actually just doing the sound. It should be nice and loud. Should be nice and loud. Uh, I'm talking very low too because I'm tired. And Pipe Master, you sent me a message. And what was the question? Pipe Master? I can't touch that because I can't. It's my camera. It's my phone. You sent the message to my phone, and I can't see it. It looks pretty damn good, I'll tell you that. You know. Oh yeah. Ah. The other night when I thought I was done, the eye cuts were just too thin, and it made the eye cuts look too far apart, especially the right eye. The right eye on that side. That right eye was way too long. You know. Let me turn this a little bit so you can see. Yeah, it's casting a shadow on the undercut. See, it's tapered in a little bit, just like the other side. It's just that I have the light literally sitting right over top of it. That looks a little better. Yeah, so the lighting could really kick your teeth in. And the thing is, when you're looking at it on YouTube, you're not going to see it. You can't really see the details like I can see here. Just not there. I think the camera's set up. It's at a I think 1080i. It's about the best I can give it. No, I'm not even sure if it's 1080i. It might be 720. I wonder if I can. No, I can't change that. Not here. I gotta fix that upper lip. The upper lip is still not pronounced enough. Just on the lip line. The lip line's really dug in. It's dug in now, real nice. I just have to make that upper lip a little more pronounced. No big deal. No biggie. You know, see, if you look at this picture here, I know some people don't agree with me, but I'm not looking at this picture here for anything other than those lips. Right there. I can really see what he did there. And the very ridge around the top, the upper lip, has this little lip, has this little ridge all the way around the whole thing. You can see it. And that's what I got to put in there. I got to put that on there. It's not on there. I used these pictures for angles. Looking at different things to see the angles. I have to be able to see the angles. Now, what I mean by ridge, I'm not going to, but you can see the lip, the very top of the lips, the points of the lips, the upper lip, and see how it's got that little bit of a, it bulges out just a little bit all the way around that upper lip at the very top. Looking at that picture. That's all I need to do to this, and it'll really make those lips pronounce. It'll pronounce that upper lip real nice. I don't need to add a lot of clay. It's just a very little bit of clay. But that'll really make that upper lip pop. Right now it's literally flat against the face. Let me show you. See what I mean? See what I mean? The shape of the lips on the money. On the money. I just need to make that upper lip a little more pronounced. The nose is on the money. I'm not changing that. I fought with that nose for a long time too. When you say flat, what do you mean flat? I don't know what you mean by flat. Uh, you mean not protruding out enough? No, it's actually sticking out just right. And I'll show you the picture that I go off of with that same angle. Goddamn comma. Right there. That nose looks almost identical. Now I have to widen the center thing that's right underneath between the two nostrils. That has to be, mine has to be widened just a little bit. I'm going to do that with the lips tomorrow. Fix the lips. And now you can see in that picture, you can see how he's got the ridge around the top of those lips. But the nose is pretty much on the money. Now you got to remember, you're seeing this nose at a different angle than what's on that picture up there too. Believe me, I made sure I checked the angles real good. But the center thing, let me see if I can get my finger in camera here. Come on. Anyway, let me do it this way. This piece right here has to be thickened, has to be widened. The center thing right there in the center between on the nose. That has to be wider. That has to be wider. There's a little bit of, yeah, there's a little bit of, you know, yeah, it is perfect. And you know, how I could tell too is look. Is if you look at this picture, there's the screen used nose right there. Now that picture, for some reason, it makes that nose look pointy. It's not real pointy. It's not as pointy as that. I don't know why it's such an illusion, but also the way that the lip tucks. It's just weird. Maybe it's just different masks. Different camera angles really show different things. And then you have this picture of the actual sculpture of the nose. That's the actual sculpture. And the actual sculpture has that little wedge in it, like the wedge in the nose. It's weird. The mask doesn't look like it has it. And then, like some pictures of the mask, doesn't look like it has it. It looks round. And then some masks look like it has it. It just depends. Should I go off the sculpture? Or should I go off of the... Yeah, it could be. I doubt his nose is actually inside the mask, though. Most times, your nose never fits in the mask perfect. Although they did life casts of their heads, so that mask was made to fit them perfect. So yeah, there's a good chance that that's exactly what's causing the nose to bump out, just enough to where it's not showing the wedge. I don't know though, because the mask that they made for the movie wasn't real thick, but it wasn't real thin either. Wasn't super thin like the Trick or Treat studio crap. Um, yeah, they're ruining their name, man, because just because of the Halloween masks on how bad they look now. It bothers me because they got a really nice piece, and now it looks like crap. Can't get a good mask anymore, so I will no longer even bother worrying about trying to get a Trick or Treat studio mask. Not buying I'm not buying their stuff anymore. Silverado, yes, I've actually tweaked the sculpture. That's not my sculpture. That's actually the screen used mask sculpture. I'll show you my mask. Let me zoom back out. I redid the eye cuts. But this bad boy is almost perfectly ready for molding. This is to replicate the picture that's right behind that straight on shot. Let me turn the mask so you're looking dead on it again. All right, now see that picture that I just adjusted right on its left ear? Looking at it above, if you're wearing the mask, it's his right ear. The mask that's right above his right ear, if you're wearing it, the check mark side. That's the eye cuts that are on that mask. And believe me, I have a still shot that are right side by side, and they're perfectly the same size. Perfectly the same size. I don't think they'll ever get the molds. I think if he was going to sell the molds, he would have done it a long time ago. And tell you the truth, with all these, now there's 3 of us that are making accurate flashback masks. Um, if he was going to release it, I think he'd let one of his friends have it before he would give it to Tots. I don't know though, because well, he turned down a lot of money for their mold because they did offer him the mold, or they did offer to buy the mold so they can sell the mask, but he turned them down. Don't know why. I wish I knew what Christopher Nelson was thinking when he turned down all that money for that mask. And you know, with copyright, you're he can say to him, okay, well you have the mold, but as soon as that mold's done and it doesn't produce good quality mask anymore, you can't produce any more mold. You can't produce any more masks. I have a funny feeling that's exactly what happened to the 2018 mask. I think the mold started producing really bad copies, and I don't think Christopher Nelson gave him another mold. I mean, and if they get caught recasting or remolding, uh, that's a lawsuit. So I think they're running its course until it doesn't produce anything of quality, and that'll be the end of Trick or Treat Studios selling the 2018 mask and the kills and the ends. It's awful funny how bad those masks are getting. They're really getting ugly. I couldn't find one copy in Spirit of Halloween that was worth. I wouldn't. I wouldn't give you a wooden nickel for any one of those masks. That's how bad they were. So, but then you have a lot of people that don't know no different. Oh, that's a Michael Myers mask. They can go in there blind and just, oh, yeah, hand me that Michael Myers mask. I'll take that to the counter. Not even look at the mask and just go to the counter, buy it, and go home. They're not like us. That's for sure. The majority of the people, they really aren't. And that's why they're the first ones to say, well, how come it costs $250? You know, why? Well, they have no idea how much work goes into this stuff, man. To get it perfect, oh my God. You know, and some people are better at it than I am, that's for sure. And they don't take nearly as long. But my set price, starting price, in any one of my auctions on eBay is $250. I won't go lower than that unless I'm getting rid of the mask. Like the other mask, the 20 or the other flashback version 1, that's going to be lowered to 200 starting bid. I was going to, you know what? I'm going to upload. I'm going to put that up tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm going to. Oh shit! I can't take pictures of it. I have to do it tomorrow. I need to be able to take pictures. It's too dark out there, and I really like good pictures of the mask. So that, and I want to touch up the hair a little bit. Touch up the hair a little bit. Take good pictures tomorrow before the sun gets high, and do it right outside my door on that white door. Shows the true colors. And then tomorrow I'll upload the. I'll sell the flashback mask, and the starting bid will be 200. Buy it now will always stay at 450, because you know who knows. So I'll put the flashback up there. One of the last ones I have ready to go. I think I have 2 that are ready to sell. No, I only have 1 that's ready to sell. And I don't know that I'll be able to make any more during the winter because cold weather's setting in now. And painting those masks, I have to paint them outside, and I'll freeze my butt off out there. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. So, it's starting to get cold. Would you be making a size 23? No, I can't. I tried to do, well, maybe because of this, if I do it in resin. Well, Asylum, I mean, cocky or not cocky, he did create a beautiful mask. I mean, I don't blame him. If he doesn't want anybody to have it, then so be it. You know, it's just it makes it a very. Now I'll tell you right now what's so funny. I was watching Sean Clark the other day, and he was showing off his part 1 of his Kiss collection. If you look up Sean Clark, but Sean Clark's got a copy of the flashback in his cabinet, only it doesn't have any hair on it. So maybe they're going to do something with it. But Christopher Nelson gave him a copy of the flashback, and it's in his cabinet. And I got the still shots to prove it. And if you watch that thing, you'll see it. It has no hair in it. So if you watch, go to Sean Clark. I don't think it's the thing with two heads. I forget what it's. I forget which one it is, but Sean Clark Kiss Collection. Just put that in, and there'll be a part one. Look at the part one and look inside the cabinet, and you'll see the flashback mask in there. Only it's doesn't look like it's not even aged or anything. It's just no hair. It doesn't have any shadowing to it. It's just the mask itself painted white. That's it. It's weird. I was like, why is that not finished? You know, but maybe Christopher Nelson's going to finish it soon, but he just hasn't gotten around to it yet. So, and I'm sure Sean Clark's probably going to make a video out of it and show it to everybody when it's done. But I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want him to show it. Christopher Nelson is really careful about that mask because he doesn't want people to see really good photos of it. You know, still shots from every angle, because then people will be quick to replicate it, just like I did. And 3 other people that I'm aware of that do good with the flashback. You got Nag, me, and God, I can never remember the name of his company. Oh, Spook Props? What's it? Spook Props. I think it's Spook Prop. Correct me, guys. Spook Props. You know, you go to him, and he's got that's the second time in a row, and I know his name. I know his name by heart, but for whatever reason, I'm drawing blank tonight. Drew blank yesterday too. Jimmy. Come on, man. Jimmy Falco. I'm sorry. Jimmy Falco, if you see my video, I apologize, my friend. Jimmy Falco. Getting senior moments. I'm just so tired. I'm really dragging today. So, Jimmy Falco. I think he, myself, and Nag are the only 3 real good flashback makers. You know, fun fact, the 13 mask is in the flashback scene in Halloween Kills. Really? Are you sure, Asylum? No, it's not. There's no way that 13 mask is in the flashback scene. You're messing. That's right, you got jokes. That's it, Silverado, Jimmy Falco. Spook House Props, that's it, thank you. I feel bad, man, because I like Jimmy, he's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. And anytime I ask a question, he's quick to respond, and you know, he's not going to give away all his secrets. You can't do that. You know, you can't do that, especially for free and to other competition, because I am still competition to him, and just like other people are competition to me, and so on and so forth. But I keep it friendly because I'm not trying to I especially keep it friendly because I'm no professional at this. These guys have been working in this field for a long time, and who am I to come in 3-4 years into this and put myself on that top shelf? It just doesn't work that way. You just don't. It doesn't work that way. And you always have to give respect to these guys. Came way before you did. And I think Jimmy Falco did the same thing I did. We all learned most of everything on the Michael Myers. I mean, our own research too, but we also, we went to Nick Mulpagano, and he was only the real Michael Myers mask maker out there that was, I would say, decent. There was other mask makers, don't get me wrong, but they weren't showing anybody anything. They weren't, no, man. They were keeping a secret on how they did it and what they did, and yeah. YouTube wasn't around like when you had, oh God, the Ken Hurtland mask. That's a real big collector one. That's one that everybody likes, that mask. Now the weird thing about the Ken Hurtland mask, I saw some really, really awesome pictures of that mask, and then I saw some pictures that weren't too great of that mask. I thought, wow, okay. Now it makes you question on, okay, so what does the mask really look like if you got two different versions of this mask? I don't know. No way to know. I never had a Ken Hurtland. Um, Cemetery Gate, they had the Warlock mask. I had one of those. And nothing against them. Well, yeah, I'm not too happy with Cemetery Gate, the way they dealt with it. But when I bought the mask, it was when they first came out with it, and I ordered it, and I wanted heavily weathered, and they didn't give me the heavily weathered. They just sent off this thing that had no weathering on it. It didn't, really, it was awful, and it just didn't look right. So I sent it back, and the certificate that I got that was with that mask from Dick Warlock, I left it in the box. I should have taken that certificate out. But I left it in the box, sent the mask back, and it never came back weathered or anything. It looked like the same mask came back to me. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I never ordered anything from them again. Cemetery Gate. And it wasn't too long after that that he stopped production, and I think he went out of business for a while and then he came back. I don't know. I never understood it. You couldn't get anything from him for a long time. And then all of a sudden, he was back in business making and now he's taking a little more care into making sure that everybody gets what they want, because one, the mask that I got was super thin. It was as thin as the Tots mask. That's how bad it was. It was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm paying $300 for a mask that's skinny, it's thin as paper. I was pissed. I was pissed. It was a thin mask. It was not weathered correctly, and then when I sent it back, they kept my certificate of authenticity with Dick Warlock's signature, and they sent back the exact same mask. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like I looked like I just got back my mask that I just sent back to them, and it was weeks. The turnaround was weeks. I was pissed. So I kept the mask. Didn't care what happened to it. Sat in the sunlight, as a matter of fact, and dried out one summer. And the mask got hard as a rock. And I just threw it in the trash. Didn't care. I was so pissed off about that mask. So threw it in the trash. Am I sorry I did? Nope. Not at all. Do I like the mask? Yes, I do. But I didn't like the way they handled it. So I don't know who the guy is that runs Cemetery Gate, or used to. I don't know who he was, the original owner of it. I just thought it was pretty arrogant, the way I was dealt with. And I'm not talking slander, because that's what happened. I tell you exactly what happened. I don't know, maybe his defense, I don't understand what happened. I never got a reply from him. I texted him, asked him. Now this is years ago. This is when he first came out with that mask. The first run, not this newer, I'm talking when the mask first came out. Now, I'm sure he got swamped, and he was getting a lot of business. And he probably, just pushed them out as fast as he could. But when I sent it back and then asked for more, a weathered mask, because that's what I originally wanted, to have the same mask come back to me. Now, it may have been a different mask. I don't know for sure, but I could have sworn, man, it looked like the same mask. But I was done. I didn't call him. I didn't do anything at that point. I think I just left a message basically saying, I'll never do business with your company again. Thank you. Bye. That's how I left it. But that was many years ago. Do I have any pets? No, we don't have any pets. I'm not an animal hater. I just don't, I'm selfish with my time. I don't want to take care of a pet. And I'm a true, firm believer, if you're not willing to really take care of a pet and really give it a good home, that means the master has to be really good to that pet and take care of it. Feed it, walk it, pick up its shit when it shits, clean up its pee when it pees, when it throws up occasionally in its life, clean him up, do what you have to do. You take care of that pet. If you're not willing to do those things, you don't belong owning a pet. That's the same with kids. You're not willing to sacrifice your life, because that's what it is. When you really sacrifice your life once you bring kids into the world, you no longer are number one in priority. You're last. You know, my priority is simply this: my kids, my wife, myself after that, only because if something happens to me, then they all suffer as well. But I always do kind of put all my family members first, always do. I just can't. But my kids are first, my wife is second, I'm third, and no matter what I want, my kids are first. They're not difficult to look after. You just have to make sure that you have the time to do it. It's not difficult. Nothing's difficult. There's not a thing on this planet that's difficult. But you have to be dedicated, no matter what it is you do. If you're not dedicated to doing something, then you shouldn't do it at all. There's no such thing as half. Me, I'm not a half-asser, so to speak. You either do it or don't do it. That's just the way I was raised. I was a worker. I worked hard since I was 9 years old. I worked on the farm. I know how to farm. I know how to do a lot of things. I know how to do a lot of things. The only thing I suck at is mechanics. Pipe Master, what's happening, buddy? So you sent me a comment. Can you share that comment on here? Because I couldn't read it because it was on my phone. It came up and then disappeared real fast. Pipe Master. So whatever it is you said, you know. Yeah, the lighting in here sucks. You can't really see, but Bo Norton's in the house. Cool. Bo Norton Yo Custom. Yeah, I'm here, man. You guys can call me DJ Styles or Styles or whatever. Anyway, well, oh, without a doubt, Slipknot. You know, pets are, kids are the same thing. Pets and kids are the same thing. Yo, so, oh, yo, Bo. I'm sorry, I thought it said so. I have my glasses off to see it better, and I still can't see it. But I love my new, my little, what do you call it? Oh, the tablet. Now I can work at the same time. I'm pretty much done for the night. I filled the life. I'll show you guys real quick, in case you guys are just joining me. In the beginning of this video, you'll have to watch the beginning, and then you don't want to have to watch the rest of it. Just don't. But you'll see what I did. I filled the life cast, and that's going to be called the LC78. I filled it with clay, and let me show you. It's right back there, guys. Filled with clay. But I got to wait till tomorrow before I can demold it, because I want to make sure that clay is really hard and completely filled it. Give me a second here. Put the phone back up. I'm going to put this charger in here. There we go. Yeah, this lighting in here sucks. Even with this phone, it's because when you're looking at it on YouTube, you're never going to get a good quality anyway, no matter what I do. Oh, Norton Slipknot, you. Of course he is, Asylum. Pipe Master is getting, you guys are getting, I told you guys are getting this. The V2 is looking good. Yes, it's definitely on the money. The eye cut is identical. Pipe Master, I'll show you this. I'll show it to you real quick. I have to take the phone off the camera stand again, but I have to do this because some of you guys are just joining. And this is, all right. This is on my, all right, this is on my computer stand. I took pictures of that screen used, that mask back there, right there. That's the picture that I used, all right? That's the eye cuts. That's those on the bottom, all right? That's those, and this is my clay sculpture. Look how close that is, and I have it sized the same size. Look at the ears on the outside of the picture. Come on, if I can get my finger in here, see where they're at, same depth, same width, same width. You can see the ear right there, right even with that. And look how accurate the eye cuts are. I had to take away a little bit more. I took a little more clay off the bottom of the eye cut, not the top, just the bottom. And then I added more clay. I took away here. I took some clay away from here and on both sides. And then I added some clay right in here. That's it. From here to all the way around, I added clay on this eye cut. And it closed it in. Where before, it looked like this. See how elongated that was? Now that's lined up. If you can see, it's lined up to the outside, just like the. Now this is the clay sculpture right up here, because we just painted. I had Asylum. Was it Asylum? No, it was Felix. Felix actually, he painted it white. He made the mask. He made the sculpture look white, and then he darkened in the eyes. All right, so he didn't have the darkening completely to the edge of the eye cut where it should have been, but it still would have been off. Look how wide that is. All right, look at the bottom. See how much of a difference there is? The left eye is perfect, and I didn't change the left eye at all. I just worked on the right eye. Although I made the eye cuts a little bigger. Yes, even the eyebrows look identical. Yeah, the eyebrows are on the money. But the eye cuts were off. And this is how it looks now. That's how it looks now. And you know what? I can actually alter this just a little bit so you can see the eye cuts a little better on the bottom picture. Oops, that ain't working. Oh, that's a picture. Oh, that's the old picture. Wait a minute, what the hell did I just do here? That's the old picture too. What did I do with the new picture? Hold on, let me. Why am I not seeing this? Where did you go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I can't adjust that because it's a picture. What I was trying to do is get this bar out of the middle of it to close that picture a little bit closer so you can get the eye cuts a little closer and see the eyebrows a little better. But the eyebrows are on the money. And this right eye cut now is right on the money. I just see the actual sculpture. Okay. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me zoom in a little bit so the whole head is actually in frame. There's the actual sculpture. Got a little bit of work to do on the lips and right underneath the nose, right between the nose here. The very center has to be widened, but that's nothing. The peaks on the upper lip have to be fixed. They're the right height and everything. I just need to thicken them a little bit. They need a little bit of a rim around the whole edge of it. Pronounce them a little bit more coming off the face. All right, so if you look at that, I'll zoom out a little bit. And look at this picture over here, because that's the picture I used. Yeah, making that adjustment, Pipe Master, definitely made the difference. I had to make those eye cuts just a little bit wider. What happened was it almost made the face look like it was like, I'm going to say it, Chinese eyes. Like, there was too much of they were too elongated, like the whole eye cut. It just looked off. It was bothering the shit out of me because I was looking at this thing every day. After I did it, I was looking at it, like, this doesn't look right. Something still doesn't look right. And then it hit me like a brick. And I was looking at that mask right there. I was looking at this picture, and I'm going, wait a minute, what is wrong with this? And I can see the eye cuts, and I was looking at that end picture too, right over here. I was looking at that picture. And the shadowing is what really made that look good. Yeah, they have to be adjusted yet. They still have to be adjusted. It's not so much. It's not so much they need to be higher, and I've made the depth. I cut into those lips really deep. Let me go in. Let me get real close so you can see it. I cut in real deep. They're there. The problem is, if you look at this picture back here, you see how there's a little bit of a rim around the upper lip. There's even a rim around the lower lip. Just a real fine rim all the way around it. But it makes the lip look it's protruding a little higher, a little further out. It's not a lot of clay, but it needs to be done. I need to do that. Look how flat my lips are. Right up into the sculpture. The shape is perfect. The shape is on the money. The problem is they're flat against the face. So I got to fix that little bubble in the corner of the mouth now that I've made those lip cuts deeper into the lip. Asylum, what happened to Takeoff Killer? I don't know what happened to Takeoff Vision. He could be working a job, whatever. We all can't be on here all the time. I got like some guys. Was it Takeoff Vision that lives in Germany? Or is that you, Asylum? Asylum, you're not in Germany. No, Takeoff Vision is in Germany, and I was on with him today. Um, I'll give you his first name's Felix, his real first name. But I was talking to him today. He was actually, taking, doing some editing with my pictures to get these Asylum Beyond the Dead. Yeah, that's Takeoff Killer. Yeah. Takeoff Killer. That's funny. Oh, wait a minute. That's a name you're giving him. That's Takeoff Vision is who it is. But anyway, yeah. So he lives in Germany. So right now, Germany, it's the middle of the night there. It's the middle of the night there right now. He had to go to bed, and that was like 3 hours ago. I talked to him last. I talk to you guys all the time, even on or off. I don't really care. But I got my thing here. I'm going to put this back on the stand so you guys can admire the mask that you're going to be getting. And I'm not waiting to sell anything this time, guys. I'm going to make your mask and sell and just get time. You guys waited long enough, and thank you for being patient. But you're going to have a nice mask now when this is done. You're going to have a piece that the first one's free though. If you sell it, the next one you got to pay for. And sometimes we have to do some shit we hate doing. But Pipe Master, I already got a deal with Pipe Master because he's going to help me with a lot of things. So Pipe Master, guess what? Never has to pay for a mask as long as I'm in business. And we're working things out. We're working some other arrangements out. So that's gonna work out for us. It's gonna work out for him. It's gonna work out for me. So anyway, yeah, I hate that it's leaning back, so you're really seeing this mask on a tilt. There you go. It's a little higher. Camera's up just above its head, and I'm about. You know what? I need to be further away, and then zoom in a little bit better because you're supposed to be at least 6 feet away. Whenever you're filming something or shooting something or taking a picture of something, you want to be at least 6 feet away. Come on, zoom in. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like this finished product here? I mean, almost finished. I just got to fix the lips a little bit. You guys think we're on the money here with this or what? Currently in the works of making a zombie Spider-Man figure. Ooh, interesting. A zombie Spider-Man. I'll give you one for you. Asylum. All right. So this is the kind of, I actually told this to, who did I say this to? I don't know if you pay attention. But you ever watch Alan Hops at Stilt B Studios? Well, he owns a haunt in Texas. And he's mainly a monster maker. And, at some point, he's a big Godzilla fan, right? And he's always looking for creative ways to create new monsters. And we were just in conversation. It just got silly, and we were talking about different things. And I said to him, I said, I get where you're coming from, mix and matching different types of creatures with and add it to, like, so I said, well, what happens if Godzilla got bit by a werewolf? He was like, oh shit, that would be cool as hell. Godzilla with hair coming out of it and fangs. He's already got fangs, but you can woof him up. You can make him like a wolf face, and give him the big long pointy ears and make him into a werewolf. Imagine that, Godzilla as a werewolf. And you make his legs a little more slender, You know, he still has the tail, he still has the spikes. But so we were just, you know, gaming, you know, as far as coming up with ideas. He's like, damn, yeah, man, I might do that. And so I gave him the idea, and he may do it or he may not. But that's the way I think. I think out of the box all the time. Whenever I'm doing creatures or doing like, now a lot of people do the zombie. I get it. Zombie scarecrow, zombie Dracula, zombie. But try, you got to think really, really odd. And I think one of the scariest creatures I ever saw in mask form, the creepiest. It's not Michael Myers, as much as back in the day it was. But what was that movie? It was like this thing, this blob walking down the hallway. She had a white skirt on, has a weird face, little beady eyes, and it was real fat, chunky face. And, oh, it was creepy looking. And it's not too old. We're talking about a couple years old. And it was walking in like a hospital or a nursing home, or I was in a hospital walking down the hallway. And man, that thing was weird looking. Things that nightmares are made out of, you know what I mean? Oh, that's creepy. That is a creepy looking. If you saw something like that coming at you, man, imagine going down a desolate dirt road. Now there's plenty of videos with that sort of thing, and you see that coming at you, walking up the road as you're driving towards it, and the headlights finally hit it, and you see the actual. Oh, ah, man, that's freaky. That thing was freaky looking. But that's an original. It's an original idea. And it wasn't too crazy. Um, it had this smirk on its face, like a smile. Yeah, so it was kind of weird. It was definitely weird. Had black, long, thinned out, like black hair, straggly, real long. It was like an old woman, real fat and distorted. Oof, yeah, it was creepy looking. I wish I remember the name of the movie. But anyway, yeah, peaks. You know, the peaks need to be adjusted. Not. They don't need to be lower, and they don't need to be higher. I think what you're seeing is maybe the middle, right between the two peaks, might be a little too low. Might have to bring that up just a little bit. I don't know though. Nah, yeah, I think it is a little too low. Right in between the two peaks, it's a little too low. Well, you really can't see it. That problem is it kind of like disappears because it's not protruding enough. It's not protruding enough right at the top of the lip, like right up here, right at the top, right in between in the middle. It's not protruding enough that it looks like it looks flat. It's going to be fixed. I'll be fixing that tomorrow. All right, guys. So if you want to see how I poured hot melted clay into the silicone master copy to make my and there's a step that you have to do to every silicone mold before you pour hot clay, melted clay, into that silicone mold. And it's a very important step. So you might want to watch that video, see how I did it. And the rest of this video you don't have to watch because it's just chatting and looking at the sculpture, and you'll see that soon enough. You'll actually have a mask in your hand soon enough. So anyway, guys, I'm going to say goodnight. Pipe Master, I'll talk to you tomorrow, definitely. And I'll see you guys tomorrow as well. So, peace. And I want to say goodnight, everybody. Bye.